Hey sports fans, welcome to the Cavalier Sports Report. I am your host, Shawn Simpson. Joining me today from our track and field team is Coach Phil Groves. Coach, welcome to the show.
Hi Shawn, great to be here.
So Coach, just tell me what it is that you guys do in track and field.
Well, I guess simply put, it's the track and field is the art and science of perfecting simple tasks. So running, jumping, and throwing. Now, obviously, there's a lot more to it than that, but kind of in a nutshell, we train sprinters, mid-distance runners, distance runners, a wide range of field events, so throwing events, jumping events, and then we also have our hurdlers. We have relays, so it actually ends up being about 20 events between indoor and outdoor track and field.
Yeah, because if you tell somebody that you're on the track team or track and field team, you really don't know much about what it is that they do.
Exactly. That doesn't really tell them much. It doesn't really define what their role is. We've got outdoor, we have 4 throws, we've got 4 jumping events, and then we have the combined events, and that's an amalgamation of running and jumping and throwing, where they do it across 2 days. And then obviously we've got the traditional track events that everyone thinks about, the sprints, mid-distance and distance. So, even though we are one team, we all have different specializations that we really emphasize. And you'll get some carryover from event to event. Like a lot of sprinters are also jumpers, or jumpers are combined event athletes. But it really is kind of a sport of specialists.
And how does the track and field team relate to the cross-country team?
Sure. So cross-country is a separate sport that's run in the fall, but pretty much all cross-country runners also participate in indoor and outdoor track and field. And so kids who compete in cross-country in the fall, those guys tend to be our mid-distance and distance runners during indoor and outdoor track season.
Great. Now, what events is it that you train?
I train all the field events. So that's the shot put, the discus, the weight throw, the hammer throw, the javelin, pole vault, long jump, high jump, triple jump, and then I've also got the combined events athletes, and those are the athletes that do between 5 and 10 events in a given competition, and they're scored based on their performance in each one of those events. So basically anything that's not on the track specifically, that's what I'm in charge of. So I stay busy.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
And when it comes to training all those athletes, how is it that you are able to manage? I mean, how do you manage because for someone throwing weights and someone running and jumping, very different physical characteristics.
Yeah, and so in terms of technical preparation and tactical preparation, the events are different, but from a physiological standpoint, speed and power athletes can be trained in similar modes. So you're always wanting speed first. That's really our primary training mode. Strength matters, but speed is more important, and technique is greatest of all. So it takes some time management in terms of splitting my guys up into different practice times. So we'll train in the morning. Everybody will come in and lift weights, and then I'll have one group. So my throwers will come in at one time, I'll work with them, and then about 15, 20 minutes after that group gets done, then my jumpers and multis will come in and I'll work with them. So it ends up being long days for me, but whenever you're talking about that much technical and tactical preparation, it's really necessary to really help those athletes achieve their potential.
Now, you've got a pretty good history yourself.
Thank you.
As an athlete and as a coach. So tell me a little bit about what it was that got you into the sport and then into coaching. What drew you into coaching?
I guess what got me into the sport, I was a solid football player on an admittedly pretty bad football team. And I loved the sport. I enjoyed playing it. I love my teammates and my coaches. But the thing that really drew me to track was it was an individual sport. And so whether I succeeded or I failed on that given day, the accountability was all on me. And so that's something that really drew me to the sport. As far as coaching, I wasn't heavily recruited out of high school, so I ended up taking an academic scholarship. And my senior year, I had stayed involved with coaching youth track. And my senior year of college, one of the guys I had worked with at the youth level was offered a collegiate position, and he asked me to come in and work with their throwers. And that first year, I had a couple All-Americans and a national champion. So they said, well, I guess we want you to come in again. And basically, before that, I was actually a business owner, and I kind of thought that was the direction that I was going. But once the opportunity came about to really go out and work with young people, and I think this age group, it's a really unique time in their lives. This is a time when young people are moving towards what it really means to be an adult. We call them adults at 18, and no offense to any of the students out there, but I know what I was like at 18, and I think having someone in that mentorship role, that's probably the biggest thing that keeps me motivated and that keeps me enjoying the sport and enjoying the process of working with young people.
And what have you had in terms of really memorable experiences? What athletes have you had that really have stood out to you?
I've had quite a few. In the last 3 years, I've been fortunate enough to work with 5 national champions. Monette Jackson, she won the weight throw and the hammer throw. Janae Casanovoid got second in the weight throw indoor as a freshman and actually won the hammer throw outdoor. Kenesha Rayner, he's in my opinion one of the best all time here at Johnson County in terms of throws. He's our school record holder in 3 different events, and he actually went on to the University of Central Missouri and was Division II national champion in the discus, and is nationally ranked for his home country of Jamaica, and is the Jamaican national record holder in the hammer, and he had never picked up a hammer before he got here. And then I've had a couple national champions in the javelin. Maddie Osmondson won it as a freshman, and then she moved on to Nebraska, and then last year Kendall McDougald came in and she won the national championship and also won the Leah Plarski Award, which is an award given by the NJCAA. Just one award is given across men and women athletes, and it's basically an award that takes into account citizenship, athletic achievement, and academic success. And like I said, only one is given for all sports, and she won that. So I can't really sit here and pick just one. I've been fortunate enough to work with a lot of great kids, and I've got good kids on my team right now. And I feel like the thing that I tell my guys, and I tell kids when they come in on their recruiting trip, is that my goal is to build a culture where championships are inevitable, where we have kids that come in that want to work hard, that want to take care of their business academically, athletically, and socially. And I know that they're probably going to move on to another school, and I want that. And I tell them, your story is going to end somewhere else. But a lot of great stories start right here. So, for me to pick just one, it's really hard for me to do.
Oh, no.
I hope you understand.
No reason to pick just one. We're incredibly proud of all the work that you're doing here for the Cavaliers.
I appreciate that.
And we're really looking forward to the Cavalier season. I mean, track and field grows a lot of popularity, I know, moving with the Summer Olympics coming up.
Yes.
And it's going to be an amazing time. And we're looking forward to seeing what you guys are able to do. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Great to be here.
All right. So that is going to do it for today. On behalf of the whole JCAF team, I'd like to thank Coach Phil Groves for coming out. I'm Shawn Simpson, and this has been your Cavalier Sports Report.